We are now at the Kongen Marina in Oslo, and today I will get a test ride again in the Candela Speedboat. So you guys have seen one video before, that was in Stockholm. They are now in Oslo to give test rides to Norwegians. So this time we can actually see that it is plugged in here. Let me see, so this is typical plugs they use for the boats, but normally these boats they only use the power for electricity inside, but here we are actually charging the boat. Which is it? So it's charging at 16 amp from just a Menicus plug. There's well, I think this didn't have a fast charging option, but you know, most people who drive these boats, they don't need the fast charge. So this is actually the same boat I tested in Stockholm. Sorry for the low light here, it's just early in the morning, very cold. But yeah, so we're just getting prepared now. Right now we get some instruction on how to drive it. Yeah, it's supposed to be really easy to drive.
It is. So everyone who has the possibility to drive with us, they get to drive for the first time. But anyhow, they get some instructions. Everything that flies that we will do, hold into something when we do our takeoff, and of course if we go into higher waves as a normal boat, hold on to something. But now we are ready for takeoff, and I will just simply add some power to the engine. Right now we are using 40 kilowatts, 41 from the engine, and going up a bit more, have some downwind waves as well. And now we are up flying about half a meter above the surface. And we also have some waves from the side. So when you actually go up above the surface, you normally pull down the power a little bit, because as soon as you get rid of the friction from the sea, you will increase speed rapidly. So that means you can use less energy from the engine.
How much are we consuming now?
So right now we are using 21 kilowatts from the engine, meaning 0.9 kilowatts per nautical mile. I'm accelerating a bit here to just get over some waves. And it's a funny little calculation that you can see on the consumption, that when we go in harbor speed, so when you are going into the dock in about 5 knots, you have the same consumption per nautical mile as you do when we're riding in 22 to 23 knots. And that is of course due to the hydrofoils.
Wow, we're going pretty fast here, I have to say. Wow.
Yeah, and there is some waves as well. Waves from all around.
And all those waves, we don't feel them.
No, we have a little bit of boat feeling, but right now they're coming waves from both sides. If you actually go right through some waves, just in front, you barely notice them. But if there's bigger waves, of course, you're in a boat, you will have some kind of feeling. Now we are flying in 20 knots, so pretty slow. We are actually down on 0.85 kilowatts per nautical mile, and we're going in for a landing. So I'll just go a bit downwind to make sure we don't get any splash from the waves, and then simply just lower the speed, and actually the boat will control the landing for us, so it gets it smooth. So the system of the boat takes control of the landing to make her go down a bit on the aft and then in the front. And then you're down, ready to take off again if you want.
Yeah.
Så hvis du skal kjøre til Strømstad, det 65 mil.
The police, the police is here. So okay, let me see. We actually drove a little bit too fast. The Swedes here, they weren't aware of it. There's a speed limit in we did take it slow in the close area there, but there was one section we went a little bit too fast, so now they're here. But you know, the police, I asked them, is it okay to film? They said yes, cool. and they're actually more interested in the boat than in the actual driving. So, yeah, they're asking about the battery and all that, about the boat. I mean, it's. By the way, I should explain that this one is a production boat, but it has a slightly smaller battery than the regular boat. So they are now asking about they were like, they saw that it was hydrofoiling. They was quite interested in the boat, and they asked about how much energy or power is needed to hydrofoil and all that. So that's cool. I think we have to be careful from now on about driving too fast in the harbor area. Now they ask about charging.
Grunnen til at vi har stoppet dere, hvis han skal filme det, så er det for at dere har kjørt for nærme land. Ja, 150 meter fra land. Innenfor det så er det 5.
Okay, we drove too fast, too close to land. So.
Vi skal si det sånn at det får være greit med en advarsel i dag.
We get a warning.
Jag hade verkligen kollat upp hastighetsbegränsningarna innan. Jag trodde bara, jag hittade att det var en gräns där inne vid hamnområdet.
Nej, ja, det blev nytt från 1 juli i år.
Okay. But and now I'm going to try to drive this, and I don't have any experience. I've never driven a boat before.
This isn't a boat. It's more or less an airplane.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. So they call it a land crab. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds very comforting. But you will manage.
Okay.
So the engine is on. So simply you can push the screen to get the map.
Oh, it also works with gloves.
It does.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then you just pull the throttle a bit forward to get some speed.
Okay.
You can start in just like 5 knots or something to get some kind of steering speed.
Okay.
And maybe steer a bit up towards the waves. It doesn't really matter here, but
Well, maybe.
we have a camera involved. We don't want to get wet.
Oh, okay. Well, I prefer to go that way if it's possible.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So we just steer like this, I guess,
Exactly.
and
And then when you're ready, you just keep the boat steady when doing a takeoff in a hydrofoiling boat. So this direction is super, and you give more gas. That's
okay,
it.
just more power.
And more power.
More, okay.
Yeah.
So now we just.
Even more. She starts taking off in about when we use 40 to 50 kilowatts from the engine. You can see that she's now going up a bit in the front, and soon we will leave the friction from the surface. And there
Whoa!
we go.
Whoa! So I have to let off a little bit, right?
Yeah, now you can let off a little bit, because when we get rid of the friction, she goes up in speed to about 25, 26 knots. And if you want to have maximum range, you go in about 22 knots.
22 knots, okay. It goes slightly faster.
Yeah, and you can go up to 30 knots speed, but after 30 knots, we have limited the power.
Okay.
So we want our guest flyers to fly in maximum 30 knots.
Wow, this is the first time I fly on the sea. Cool.
Yeah, it's a bit addictive actually.
Yeah.
Going in a normal boat after you've been flying like this is a bit troublesome.
So wow, look at those waves, man.
Yeah,
And-
this is actually quite a bumpy ride for a normal boat.
Yeah. So wow, but we are just we're just flying over the waves. I can imagine if this was a conventional boat, it would be like ush, tush, tush, tush.
Exactly.
So let me see. So if I can just turn,
Yeah.
Just-
You can turn to starboard if you like.
okay.
Then when you drive a hydrofoiling boat, you normally go in pretty smooth in the start of the banking, but then you can turn even more. Right now we're only banking 6 degrees.
Okay.
You can bank 12 degrees.
12, okay.
In this boat. And at 12 degrees we have limited the banking. So that's how much we want our customers to bank at most.
So it means that I can't really do anything wrong.
No, we have done as much as possible to just keep the boat a lot safer than other boats. But of course, I mean, you have to use common sense. You're out in the sea and you have to have some knowledge about in the environment you are in and what you're driving. So always learn to drive your vessel, no matter what kind of vessel you use in the ocean.
Wow, nice. You know, I just have to point out that we can have a nice conversation here.
Yeah.
We're doing 21 knots, 22 knots.
22 knots. And it's super simple. There's actually a Bluetooth stereo in the boat as well. So when I drive quite a lot. I used to listen to podcasts and music. And I mean, every boat has a stereo, but in an electric boat you can actually use it.
Yeah. Wow, this is what it should be, really. Not running on diesel.
No.
And then how do I land now?
Yeah, sure. Landing, very simple. Just pull the throttle back to neutral.
Okay.
And then go slow or quick. It doesn't really matter. We will take control of the landing for you.
Oh.
Now when you pull the throttle back to zero, you can take it back.
Okay, more.
Yeah, more.
Okay. Oh.
And then when we take control of the boat, and you go down.
Oh.
We land her on the aft or front, so it gets as smooth as possible.
Ah, so there's some software doing all this for me.
Exactly.
Man, even a noob like me can land. And how do I stop now?
Just pull the throttle back to neutral.
Oh, I felt there was like a...
Exactly. It's like a little tactic feeling there.
Okay.
When you go into neutral.
So now we are stopped. No power is applied.
No.
Wow, nice.
The engine is still on, but you
Yeah.
can hear it.
Cool. So one last thing I want to show you is that, you know, right now, one concern some people have is that you can't drive it on shallow water, right? But you can, in fact, do that.
Exactly. So we've actually built the boat to be able to handle quite a wide variety of conditions. So right now we're actually showing you how we can lift the rear motor assembly, for us to be able to go in waters as shallow as about 40-45 centimeters.
Nice.
We're going to show you the front foils as well, but so you see we first lift the whole thing and then we tilt the rear wing actually. And this rear wing, when foiling, bears about 10 to 15% of the boat's total weight.
So normally it's how deep does it go, the
Normally
wings?
about 1.3 meters.
Okay, and now?
Now it's about 40-45 centimeters.
Ooh, okay. And we also have the wing in the front
yes,
here.
the front wing, you can see down here.
Uh-huh.
It's about 130 centimeters, so 1.3 meters below the surface as well. And then we can actually lift it through these two holes here between the seats. So now it's coming. Let's see if we can see anything in there.
Okay, so it's moving.
Yes, it's coming. There you go.
So you can retract them. Oh, whoa, okay. Wow.
And there you see the holes for the lock pins we use when we're up foiling. And also there's the wing.
Okay, so now the wing is at the highest position.
Yes.
And it's
yes.
also like this.
Yes, the struts are also in the highest position.
Well, okay, I just checked now that we are charging at 3 kilowatts. So that's the onboard charger at 3.7 kilowatts. So all good.
Exactly.
But you know, since last time in Stockholm, you guys have been delivering boats to customers, right?
Yes, exactly. I think you were with us in May, right?
Okay.
And since then we've actually delivered 5 boats to customers in Stockholm. And they've been driving, you know, everything from, you know, pulling these banana boats behind and with their kids.
What?
And yeah, traveling all around the archipelago. They're very happy and we're delivering at full speed. Sending a boat to the Caribbean in November actually.
What?
Yes.
So when will those are Norwegians? They ordered. Or?
Yes. So we have quite a few Norwegian pre-orders who are looking to convert into final sales. But we're open for more Norwegian orders. I mean, Norway is a super important market for any kind of electric vehicle, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, so when will the Norwegians get the boats?
Good question. Probably sometime next year.
Okay.
Probably before the summer.
Oh, nice. Well, anyway, I think that will be it for now.
Perfect.
Theodore, thank you so much for the test
Thank you,
ride.
Bjørn.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah, thank you. So, Unfortunately, we didn't get the fine today by the polizei. So that's it for now then. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.